Hello, you beautiful people. This is the second part of my battle tendency review. And if you didn't see the first part, go check it out. I'll make a playlist with the videos in order. Also, the Phantom Blood reviews I made. I made two videos a couple of weeks ago as well. So please check those out before moving further into this video, please, and thank you. Okay, so now that we got the summary out of the way, it's time to talk about the characters. Now, Joseph Joestar. I believe in order to fully in-depth explore his character, I would have to do a separate video, so I won't waste a lot of your time talking about Joseph, because I think we have to also add his contributions in part 3 and part 4. So after the rest of the reviews, I'll go make a video about him. Hopefully, still in September, so it won't be too late, and it will be October outside the Joseph Appreciation Month. Thank you for your understanding. So we have established in the previous parts that Joseph cheats in every way and in every aspect. Just look at the first episode of part 4 if you don't believe me. And he's a thinking guy. He isn't a straightforward guy like his grandfather Jonathan, which is a good thing. But inside, you see the values. Joseph and Jonathan are not so different. They share the same values about fighting for their friends and family, and they both act on emotion from time to time. So I just wanted to say about that about Joseph, best JoJo, my opinion. Now, Caesar Sepoli is interesting to analyze. He is also the opposite of his grandfather. When we first see him, he completely dislikes Joseph straight out of the blue, and he despises the Joestar bloodline because he blames Jonathan for his grandfather's death and said that William only died because Jonathan got in his way. But he shares the same goals with Joseph, that of defeating the Pillar Men, and they talked about how Joseph gained Caesar's respect, and they acted out as a team, and we saw through the month of training how their bond grew. We basically get a montage of the training of the 3 weeks of training that they had. Then SEDC shows up and runs the whole party. You have to. Okay, so I will say this thing about Caesar is that it's in the ending of episode 19, I believe, when Joseph and gang discover where Cars has hidden himself, and it's yeah, it's they. That's all you have to know. So it's they, and Caesar proposes to go in the to go where Cars is, but Joseph says no, it's a trap. So Caesar is a more serious fighter. He thinks things, and he doesn't act out on emotion much like Joseph does. I should have explained this earlier. I'm sorry that I'm going so much off script. I did write the script for this. It took me some time to complete it, just so you know. So yeah, I take this seriously, even though it doesn't seem like it. So Joseph and I share this this trait. But anyway, I'm sorry that I rambled on. So there we see that Caesar is acting out brashly, and Joseph thinks so. Their personalities rubbed off of each other. That is some great character writing right there. They have spent so much time together that their personalities rub off each other. I have to commend Araki for that. His writing is so much better in part 2. It's unbelievable. It's as if you compare Fallout 2, which is all pixelated, to Fallout 3, which is more updated with better graphics, and it isn't pixelated. So it's like that, I believe. So Araki, congratulations. You have outdone yourself in this one. I just want to say that is real fucking nice. Okay. Now we go into Lisa. I can't say much about her without spoiling a lot, but she may look like a frail woman, but she's a badass. She basically trains Joseph and Caesar in order to defeat the Pillar Man, and her abilities are so great. I think she's much stronger than Joseph was. Well, she is at the beginning of in episode 16 when they first meet. She's much better than both, and she's training them in order to defeat the Pillarmen. She guards the stone, meaning she knows she's capable of handling them. She is not, because the Pillarmen are so fucking strong, but she believes that, and that is great. One more power to her. In fact, she's so badass. It changed how the women were perceived in shonen anime, in shonen manga, when they were these fragile things and love interest. When Lisa came and changed everything. Well, let's move on. I don't wanna waste any more of your time. Wow, 10 minutes and 5 seconds. PewDiePie must be so happy, or actually Brad, who edits his videos. But anyway, von Stroheim, proud soldier, the German elite. Okay, so when he was not a cyborg, objectively he was a monster. But the friendliest now gutsy around. And then and then when he teams up with Joseph to defeat Santana, he becomes so likable, and you just like, oh man, I really underestimated the guest bloke, and I thought he wasn't on this for himself, but no, he has much to try to. He's much too proud in his country, because Germany has the best engineering in the world. Talks like that. He's condescending, but he's likable, and he has a lot of pride in his country. And German science in World War II was the best, so it's explainable how he came to be a cyborg. I really had a lot to say about him, at least much more than I expected. So yeah, he's badass, he's likable. That's all you need to know. And he's pretty much indestructible with his body of metal. I mean, he goes one-on-one against Cos, the strongest pillar man out there. The guy killed thousands of Hammond users before he went to bed 2,000 years ago. He basically exterminated the race along with SCDC and WAMU and Santana. So you can see that I prefer the side characters in part 2 more than the ones in part 1. And Speedwagon is in both the parts. So guess what? I can make that point. Speedwagon is great. It's a great character. This is why Araki brought him back, and in order to make the connection between part 1 and part 2 to make sure it was the same series. I mean, the side characters in this part aren't as well developed as side characters in the later parts, but Battle Tendency gets the story of Joseph, and that's it, of Joseph and his growth and how he came to defeat the biggest pillar man. His development in his fighting abilities and in his Hammond using. Oh my gosh, a Hammond becomes such an important aspect in part 3. I can't wait to talk about part 3. Okay. So here I want to talk to you about the story. The story is a mega upgrade from part 1, as I said before. So part 2, like something in Araki had changed. Something in his mindset has changed, and part 2 has battles that require strategy, thinking, and not just show of manliness and muscle. Oh, I do like that aspect. It's so like Fist of the North Star. Is why I like Fist of the North Star. But here the story is so much better, and it's not a straightforward story. Okay, maybe it's bad. It has some subplots. For example, Caesar Zeppeli actually has personal ties with the Pillar Man when his family, well, because his grandfather was killed as a result of the stone mask, and so was Jonathan. But Caesar takes it in more seriously. He has a lot of pride in his family. His family pride is strong with him. Okay, and we also have the subplot of Joseph, who has to defeat these two bagadasses who have killed thousands of people before. He has to defeat two of them within a month, and that is complicated. But yeah, so what makes part 2 better than part 1 is we actually get to see the characters interacting with each other. We take leg as a focus of the battles, although there's a great focus on that because basically an action manga, but we have more interaction with the characters than we did in part 1. Part 1 was a lot of action, and part 2 was more of a balance between action and interaction. And I believe interaction is better than action, especially if you look at the Dragon Ball Z movie, Battle of Gods, and compare it to Resurrection F, where in the case of a Resurrection F, it was more action based, while it looked so pretty, so beautiful. In story it was lacking, so that's why it's not as great as Battle of Gods, where Battle of Gods had more interaction between characters, and the action scenes are in the beginning, and then the middle of the movie is just characters interacting with each other. And in part 2, we get to see the bond between Joseph and Caesar, which it grows over time. So Mr. Araki Sensei, he knows how to write good friendships. He knows how to do them, and he does them so well. He inspires yaoi fan art. But hey, if you are into that kind of stuff, more power to you. And there's more of the friendship aspect in later parts, part 3, part 4, especially part 5. It's so important, and the main character. Part 5, what was his name? Di Giorno. Yeah, Di Giorno. He takes a backseat, and it's more of a story on his mafia. But anyway, back to part two. So yeah, it does inspire a lot of yaoi fan art, but it's because the friendships, the friendship of Caesar and Joseph is written so well. I've seen so much yaoi fan art of the two. My eyes are kind of damaged because of that. So there is a saying that the story is only as good as the villain, and I don't think it always applies. And with Battle Tendency, I get mixed feelings about this because I really like the Pillowmen, and they are great villains for their specific part. But as I said before, they are not as great as the old one. We will not see a villain as great as Theo until part 4. But for now, we focus the three pillar men: Wamu, ACDC, and the cars. Now the lore surrounding them three is so interesting to say the least. Specifically, cars. Cars has a very interesting story, and I will go but later in the video. I want to go over the rest of the Pillarmen first. So the first Pillarman we encounter is Santana, and he's the most easily forgotten of them for even though he was the first Pillarman we have encountered. He is just a show. He's just for show to see what Joseph has up next, and he's tough to beat. It basically took a guy to blow himself up and come back as a cyborg to do the job. Now Santana, before his 2000 year nap, he was left in Mexico in order to do some research on the stone masks. And unfortunately, apparently he was too uncool to hang out with the cool guys, the cooler Pillarmen and the stronger Pillarmen. But yeah, so he was researching that, and the redstone of Asia, which is this part's MacGuffin device. And if you want to know what the MacGuffin is, you can search it up in Wikipedia. Is MCGUFFIN. You can search all about it there. So now I want to talk about the CDC first before going over to WAMU. So ACDC was a lifelong companion of Carl's, and he had helped him raise WAMU and Santana when they were young, just babies. Looking at all those opponents that Joseph had faced, I would say that ACDC was the most cunning one out of them all, because Joseph, what he tends to do is, he reads his opponents based on their feelings. So when he says, "Oh, and you're next," and is so and so, and the enemy says so and so, then they go like, but with SCDC, he said to Joseph, and your next line is so and so. When Joseph said so and so, and he was like, what? But that's my trick. So I like this about SCDC. He's so cunning, and he made Joseph. He read Joseph. He couldn't read wow. He couldn't read the CDC, but the CDC read Joseph like a book. The fight is pretty awesome. Episode 17. The fight lasts the whole episode, but you should watch it cause it's great. They basically and they make a reference to Sun Tzu's art of war, and that is great. I love the history behind battle tendency, and I'm a fan of history myself. Wamu, the honorable warrior. Oh man, can I even English today? So the honorable warrior, and he says humans, so as mere insects, but in some he sees potential in them, especially Joseph, who was the first one to have ever heard him. He saw potential, and that's why he fell for Joseph's bluff. Wagamu is an honorable, proud warrior, and he has respect for all those who give him a good time while fighting him. He remembers and respects them. Man, can I even English today? Can I have some English, please? Do I even speak English? Okay, so to sum up the character of Wamu, he basically was everything that Jonathan was. He was an honorable type. He had respect for his fellow warriors, and yeah, so he deserves love and praise, and I think he did nothing wrong. Okay, so I will go over cars in the next video, cause don't think there is time. I think we can make some time. So cars is very interesting. He is the smartest and the strongest of all his kind. He for his kind, and he made the stone masks in order to surpass their weakness to the sun, which they had. And I guess it was supposed to make them perfect, but don't know what happened. Stone masks plug as a people equals a vampire, but yes, masks with enough force to penetrate the Pillar Man's skull equals perfect being. So cars saw that he had potential in him. So when they feared that from him, that he might have to kill every everything on the planet in order to have enough energy for them as to make him perfect, and he only allowed the ACDC and to go survive, and the two other pillar men. So now I want to say something quick. This part of the video over here. So click on the next part, which I will have. But here, give you 5 seconds to click to the next part. Spoilers are incoming for the last episode. Okay, so Ultimate Cars was very interesting. He was pretty badass. He could manipulate everything. Every living creature he could manipulate, and he basically made his hand into a dubstep squirrel who murders, by the way. And yeah, Sega would have been interesting to see what his potential was. Just wanted to say this, and I'll see you on the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for enduring me up until the end, and I promise the next video will be the last.